Hey guys, it's Ed, affordable window screen, king of window screen adventures. Well, guess where we're headed, folks? We are going back to Malibu to the Point Doom Club. This is a place I've mentioned before that has mobile homes that are on steroids. These people have taken mobile homes and turned them into like a regular home. It's just amazing. But they do pay for it. The rent there is about $3 to $4 grand a month for the space. But just as a side note, we're driving up here. I'll show it to you as we go by. We're going to be passing here in about 2 seconds the Bachelor house. The Bachelor house where they filmed The Bachelor. I've never actually even watched The Bachelor. It's coming up here on the right. Just in a second here. We're going past it. 1 second. All right, here we go. Going past the Bachelor house. I don't know if you can see it over here. They got a bunch of stuff there for filming. Maybe I'll stop on my way back and see if I can get some better shots. Anyway, it's off Canaan Road up here, just outside of Agora Hills, California, if you're familiar with the area. A little side note, the guy that owns the house where they filmed The Bachelor, I happen to know personally because his son played football with my son at Agora High School, and got to be pretty good friends with him. And it's an interesting story. He's been renting that property out to the Bachelor production for, oh my gosh, that's been, wow, well, as long as it's been on TV, I don't know, it's probably been 20 years. So he has to literally move out for 3 months while they film The Bachelor. And then they put him up at a local, one of those hotels that has kitchen and everything. Then they have to paint, fix, and repair the house because they do a lot of damage to it with all the cables and everything they run through the house for filming. They have to put it all back like it was before they got there, so he can move back in and live there. But anyway, that was just kind of an interesting side note. But we're now headed up through, just another thing though, I saw an old, I'm digressing, so pardon me. We're going through these tunnels through Canaan, and I was watching this movie the other day from the 80s called, I believe it's called Less Than Zero. Had a bunch of those Rat Pack kids from the 80s in it, and it just dawned on me in that movie that they filmed in these tunnels coming up here through Canaan. I'm 99% sure it has to be. It looks just like it. So every time I go through here, I think about that movie. It was kind of a cute movie. Anyway, going through tunnel number 2, heading over to Malibu. I love working over there. The people there, I've said this 20 times, this will be 21. People over here are just about as nice as they can possibly be. They are so appreciative that you'll drive over here and do work. I know a lot of people have mentioned that they can't get anybody to come over to work in Malibu. I don't know why, because it's not really that big a drive over here. I usually take Canaan. Once in a while, I'll go down Las Virgenes Canyon, which then becomes Malibu Canyon, which spits out by the college over there. Why can't I think of the name of it? Pepperdine University. And just depending on where I'm going. Malibu's a weird city because it's 21 miles long, and it just runs right up the coast, and then people kind of live up the canyons or on the beach. So kind of depending on where you're going, that determines which of these roads you take to get over to Malibu. But yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's usually about 15 to 20 degrees cooler in Malibu than it is once you get back over into Thousand Oaks and Agora. So when it's really hot and you find out you have a job in Malibu, the upside is that you're going to be working in a much cooler environment, so that's always nice. And what else? I've mentioned this before too. There's a vintage grocery store. They call it Vintage Grocers. It's actually a chain, kind of a high-end grocery store like Gelson's. I'm trying to think of the other one. There's another one that used to be in Westlake Village that's actually gone now. But Vintage has really good food that's already ready to go, breakfast and lunch. If you go there at lunch, it's hard to even get the food. It's so busy. But they have sushi. They got everything. I usually make a little trip up to Vintage Grocers if I'm doing work over here just to grab something to eat really quick. Plus, just in the parking lot there, it's just so nice to sit there on truck tailgate, relax, and grab a bite to eat, take a little break. But we will check in with you. This is just an estimate. I believe the lady said she needs new sliding screen doors, which makes sense because what I've noticed over here on all the doors that I've sold is within really only about a year, the wheels on the doors, which are metal, rust out and are frozen. They don't even roll anymore. Actually found a company that provides, for an additional cost, stainless steel wheels, and all the parts, internal parts of the locking mechanism, the screws and everything are all stainless, just to avoid the rusting situation. It's a little bit more money, but worth it. If you give them the metal wheels, then they're going to rust out. You can, although all the doors I have don't offer this, you can get nylon wheels. The problem with those, they tend to crack and break and get kind of crummy. They are quieter and smoother initially, but you are going to end up with issues with those down the line. If you get the stainless steel wheels, those things will last. You will never have a problem with them. So I usually recommend that to people over here that are anywhere near the ocean. I don't know what the chemical reaction is. I'm not a chemist, but the aluminum and salt water, it turns aluminum into like basically a powder. It's not like regular metals that rust and everything. It's powdery. I've changed out a lot of window screens over here, and the people will tell me, and I'll ask them, how are the frames? Are they in good shape? Can we reuse them? Oh yeah, the frames are fine. I start pulling out the old frame mesh and spline, and lo and behold, underneath all of it, it's rotten. A lot of times it's so bad I just have to make a whole new screen because it's in such bad condition, to the point where I can't put in corners and the spline won't stay in. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. Then we got another estimate in Thousand Oaks, or 2 estimates in Thousand Oaks. Business is actually just starting to pick up a little bit. I'm even doing a few different marketing things I haven't ever done before. Doing door hangers now, dropping those off after every job in the neighborhood. 10-15 minutes you can drop 20 or 30 door hangers. That's kind of cool. Also looking at, I was contacted by Angie's List. They have some marketing. Now, all this marketing where you pay for leads is really expensive. And I do a lot of it now with Home Advisor, Thumbtack, and a couple other things, Google Ads. I spend money on all those things, and you add one more marketing piece and it becomes pricey. But the door hangers are relatively inexpensive. It just requires me putting forth some energy walking, which, ask any physician, what's one of the best things you can do regularly? Walk. So I kind of like it. I don't mind walking around my door hangers. I run into people and they, I give them to them. I picked up a lot of work that way. So anyway, we will check back later today with part 2 of Malibu and the Bachelor house. All right, hope you're having a great week.